Hi there, this is a quick video to explain how to use the seating chart add-in for Razor's Edge NXT provided by AppsNXT. Once you've installed the app, you should be able to go to any event record within Razor's Edge and see a new tile. Tile usually shows up at the very bottom of the list, but in this case we've pulled it up to the top. It's also able to be accessed, at least to the designer, via the add-ins drop down here, where you would see an option for seating chart. But on the tile itself, you have the ability to open a seating chart designer, which we'll do in just a moment, as well as generate some static PDF reports and export all of the details to a CSV file. The export is really useful if you want to be able to print name tags or utilize the data that's going to be created within the seating chart, such as a constituent's seat, table number, group, etc. But the majority of the time you are going to be actually in the seating chart designer, which if you open it from the tile will open in a new tab. And so we'll go ahead and open that up and go through the various components. The first thing that you'll see on the seating chart is the ability to do your design. It may be helpful to zoom in or zoom out off your browser depending on your screen resolution. I've got a pretty large screen, which gives me a great surface area to work. And I'm able to create my floor layout just by dragging and dropping a variety of different preset table options over onto the design area. Again, if I wanted to add a new 10 top table, I can simply just drag over and place however I would like. You see here some have different names, different numbers. You can edit the names as necessary. So if I wanted to change the name of table 19, simply hit the icon and I can say this is the new table, and by hitting update it will, I already got one like that, we'll say new table 2. So it will then change the name on that table. You can do some things like resizing if you'd like. That's up to you. It may be useful if you feel like the tables are a little bit larger or smaller. In your case, we've tried to keep them relatively standard for the size of the number of seats around. You may have a larger square or rectangle tables, so many times when you're seeing resizing, it is to actually resize these types of tables just to give you a better feel for that layout. Once you've created the table layout, and you can come back at any time and modify this, so it's not a set and done. You can't easily delete tables if people are seated there, obviously, but if it's I want to move things around, I want to add a new table, you can come back at any time and do that. But once you've got this layout done, generally you want to start sitting your participants. So if you go to the Participants tab, it will show you a list of all the different participants you have. You can see the design mode has changed to show where those participants are seated. You can see they are in blue with the initials of the different individuals seated at those tables. If I want to see more information or hover over the name, I can simply just either hover over it and see the name for that person sitting there, or I can actually click on them and I will get a quick pop-up that's going to show me who's seated at that table with some of their primary details, and I have the ability to add seating notes. But going through the left-hand side, we've got a variety of different tools to try to help you manage your participants easier. You can sort by name, either ascending or descending alphabetically. You can also filter. You can change the number that will show up on this form. We do utilize pagination, but I can choose up to 1,000 if I just wanted everyone to be there to scroll through. I can also select from those that are seated and unseated. You'll notice that anyone who is seated will actually be italicized, and unseated individuals or groups in just regular non-italicized font. I'll just keep it as all for now. And I can do things like searching for a participant's name as well. So if I was looking specifically for Bob Hernandez, I can start typing in Bob and I will see that participant's record. If I actually click on the name as well, it's going to highlight and show me where they are seated on this side as well. We have the ability to create groups of individuals, and so the next thing I want to show you is doing that. There's a few ways to do that, but you can go through, and an easy way is to click on those individuals you want to put in a group and click add to group. You'll notice that there are also parties already included. I could include or check a party. A party just means they were registered together, and so we are just inheriting the registration links that already exist within Razor's Edge NXT. But a group is something that's utilized simply inside of the seating chart tool. Maybe this is an alumni group. I can simply multi-select individuals, click add to group, and by clicking add to group I can either search for a name and it's going to give me a list as well, or I can start typing in a new one and it will create a new one on the fly for me. So I'm going to say class of 2024, and once I've done that I just simply hit new, and it's now put all of those individuals in a group. If I scroll back up here, I can click on this list and it's actually going to show me of those that are seated. I have a mixture of seated and unseated individuals in this group, where they're seated. An easy thing I can do here is simply unseat this group. It's going to remove everyone from those tables. And if I wanted to put this group of 7 back at a table, we're going to put them at our new table that we just created. And you'll see here the original 4 that was selected, but now if I select the whole group, everything will be selected as well as being sat at that new table. Other options that you have when you're engaging with participants on the record, I can actually just click on the ellipsis. I can mark individuals as do not seat. It's going to prompt me just to be sure. It will hide them from that. I can also allow them to be sat again. Within parties, I can drag and drop the whole party itself, or I can drag and drop the individuals within the party. So I've got options on how I want to move people onto the seating chart itself. If I want to unseat somebody, and let's just go back to our group we mentioned earlier, I can simply sit, either unseat group, or I can go down to those individuals and say unseat. If they're a member of a group, I can also do ungroup. So I'm just going to go ahead and unseat Miss Daniels here, and it's going to say, are you sure? And it's now removed her from that seat. So the idea here is go through the participants list and place those participants at within groups if you'd like, and then place those either individuals, those parties, or those groups at the appropriate tables for your event. If you have a few hundred or even 1,000 different participants, it can take quite a while, and so we've actually created an action that allows you to auto-assign seats. It uses AI to review your participants list, and then we'll sit those that are either have paid the most to come to the event based on your registration options, or have given the most over time, closest to the front, and then it will fill in the tables, trying to keep the groups and the parties together as much as possible. And then it will fill in all the available seats and work its way towards the bottom or the back of the room. It is AI, so with anything AI related, I suggest maybe focusing on the top 10 to 20% that you want sat manually, then auto assign the remaining seats, and then spend a few minutes to go through and look at those seat assignments just to spot check and make sure that everything looks good. You may still need to move individuals around. But that's it in a nutshell. The capabilities to be able to create that design layout, seat your participants, group those participants and then seat them, as well as allowing the system to do some of that work for you is all there. Again, once you've finished with this, maybe the night of the event, you may need to export the data that's available from the tile. You can also print out those reports, and it's going to give you information about each one of those participants, including where they are sat and any participant options they have. Participant options such as meal choices, for example. I can see here with Anne, we'll show the participant options on the bottom of the pop-out as well. Shows that she chose the steak dinner for the gala tonight. But with that, we really appreciate you trusting AppsNXT and utilizing this tool for your event. We're really excited for where we are today. We've also got a lot of exciting updates already in the pipeline, and we'll be sharing those as they are developed and released. But in the meantime, I hope this recording helps get started with the app. Again, please feel free to reach out to us if we can help in any way. Our support email address is support@appsnxt.com. Thank you very much.